Robert Burns is probably one of the greatest Scots ever to have lived, and quite rightly, much of his achievements can be attributed to his time in Ayrshire. But that's not to say that he didn't have a few life-defining moments here in Edinburgh.
Burns first made his home in Edinburgh in 1786 in the long since demolished Baxter's Close, but you can still find a plaque in the wall that marks the location, somewhere between Lady Stair Close and Deacon Brodie's Tavern.
Behind me in Market Square is the home of William Creech, who was the publisher of the Edinburgh edition of Burns' poems. Creech was also in an elite group of people who had not one but two poems written on him by the bard.
This wall is all that remains of Sheen's Hill House, home of esteemed philosopher Adam Ferguson.
An extremely famous gathering of minds happened here between Adam Ferguson, Robert Burns and a very young Walter Scott. It wasn't until after dinner that Burns saw a couple of lines of prose written on the wall, and when he asked who they were by, only young Walter Scott knew. Sir Walter Scott later recounted how the bard rewarded him with a look and a word, which, though a mere civility, I then received and still recollect with very great pleasure. Finally, we work our way to Rose Street, where a local prostitute became a curiosity for the bard, and Margaret Barnes worked out of a Rose Street brothel. Neighbours launched complaints about her inviting male and female companions home, and not being in the slightest bit discreet or quiet about it either. When the case went to court, Burns took pity on his penniless namesake and followed the trial intently.
After being bounced around the courts, Margaret Burns went on to win her appeal, but she died in Roslin soon after.
Burns wrote her epigram under the portrait of Miss Burns. "Cease ye prudes, your envious railing. Lovely Burns had charms, confess. True is that she had one failing. Had a woman ever less?"